Good morning. Welcome to the Ferndown United Church website. My name is Steve Ford and I'm one of the deacons at the church. We are fortunate that our home is on a corner plot. One of the downsides, of course, is it gives little privacy, so we have erected a fence around two sides. Now, without doubt, a brick timber fences do the job and with regular treatment will last for years, but they are not particularly attractive. To solve this problem, we have planted fruit trees, espalier and cordon in shape. To give variety, there are Victoria and yellow plum that I can't remember the name of, various apples, a green gage, and our latest joy, peaches. To give a good start in life, all these trees have been grafted onto excellent rootstock. This ensures that the roots are well formed right from the very start. The trees would not grow if they are not tended and looked after. They have to be fed regularly and the branches encouraged in the right direction to make the most of fresh air, sun and rain. Occasionally a dead branch or spur has to be removed and the tree reshaped. During the growing season, the trees have to be sprayed to prevent attacks from aphids or other unwanted visitors. Grease bands are applied to stop other uninvited guests from climbing up the trunks. The buds form, followed by the flowers in their multitude of colours, but these would not fruit unless they are visited by the bees and other pollinating insects. The summer and autumn arrives and the fruit ripens. There is too much to eat ourselves, so we enjoy giving loads away each year. Sharing this fruit, we get more pleasure giving it than anyone who receives it will ever get. As a nipper, I used to go scrumping in this area. The children don't seem to do that anymore. I suppose it's easier to go to the shops and buy some chocolate. Mind you, I like chocolate. This, I should add, does not stop the neighbours having a pocket full of fruit as they pass by. It does, of course, save me from picking some of it. It appears to me that these trees mimic our faith and our growth with the Lord. A seed is planted, or a small shoot grafted onto an existing root. If this is not fed with the word of the Lord and encouraged to grow in the correct way, it can go wild and produce no fruit. Dead branches have to be discarded and a good growth pruned. The invading pests have to be controlled and prevented from breeding and damaging the plant. When the plants flower, they must be pollinated at the right time, and then the fruit will form. Watching this grow and form is a wonderful experience, but even at this stage, it must be watered and fed and the light given by the Son of God allowed to shine upon it. Then the time comes when the fruit is ready, ripe and just waiting to be shared. It would be an opportunity wasted if this was not freely given away. When the fruit is ripe for picking, it is ripe to be shared with everybody. In John Gospel, chapter 15, the author writes it much more clearly than I could ever when he talks about the fruit. I am the true vine, and my Father is the gardener. He cuts off every branch in me that bears no fruit, while every branch that bears fruit he prunes so that it will be more fruitful. You are already clean because of the word I have spoken to you. Remain in me, and I will remain in you. No branch can bear fruit by itself, it must remain in the vine. Neither can you bear fruit unless you remain in me. I am the vine and you are the branches. If a man remains in me and I in him, will bear much fruit. Apart from me, he can do nothing. If anyone does not remain in me, he is like a branch that is thrown away and withers. Such branches are picked up and thrown into the fire and burned. If you remain in me and my words remain in you, ask whatever you wish and it will be given to you. This is my Father's glory, that you bear much fruit, showing yourselves to be my disciples. Of course, no passage from John would be complete without wonderful verse 16. You do not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you to go and bear fruit, fruit that will last. Then the Father will give you whatever you ask for in my name. This is my command. Love one another. There is much debate about who wrote John's Gospel, but it was written in about 85-90 AD, and at that time everyone would be aware of grapes and the vines, so it was naturally used these as an example. I suppose if it was written today, example would be fruit trees. No, more likely it would involve computers and the interweb, gigabits and RAMs or something like that. I'm sure that the gospel speaks for itself, that we must trust and remain faithful with the Lord, and that he will guide our steps throughout our lives, and we will become true disciples. Verse 16 speaks for itself, and we should not have to be reminded to love one another. We have never had an opportunity like we've had at this present time to go and share the fruit of the Lord with everyone we can, and therefore be true disciples. Dear Lord, help us to see that the only impact we can have in this world is by being faithful to you in all we do and all we say and message you have given to us. Amen.